So today I went to the charity shop. I had a load of stuff from my junk room, if you like. I'm trying to have a bit of a declutter. So there was a load of books and there was some board games and a host of other things as well that, I didn't need anymore and somebody else could get the benefit from it, and, a good cause could get a bit of money from it as well by selling it in their shop. And so I'd had this stuff sorted for quite a few days. And today, despite having a little debate with myself, I decided I was gonna take it. One of the ways in which I made sure I was going to take it is, rather than leaving all the stuff that I'd gathered in the room where it normally lives, the room that I very rarely go in, I actually took all that stuff and I put it in front of my front door, because I knew that if it was there, that was going to nudge me. It was going to nudge me to actually doing it rather than thinking, oh, I'll do it another day. And I've spoken about this before, the power of tiny steps, the power of small steps. So yesterday, I didn't actually take it to the charity shop at all, but I did move it into my hallway by my front door. So it would kind of get on my nerves if I left it there. And that then pushed me today to actually get the thing done, to actually put it in the car and drive it over there and unload it there and hand them over to the charity. So it's a good example, that, of the power of tiny steps that I've spoken of in other episodes, just to nudge me towards action. But that's not actually what the podcast episode today is about. What it's about is the feeling that I had as I was driving home after doing that. Because I felt really good. And you might think that the good that I felt was the fact that I was giving to charity, and okay, that's a good thing, I know, but that actually wasn't the source of the happy feeling that I was having. Although that may have well been in there somewhere, but it wasn't the main source. What it was that sense of having closed a loop, closed a cycle. That sense of having started something and then taken it to completion. Now, this idea of cycles, I actually heard from a business coach called Mir Ezra, that a friend of mine sent a link to, and I heard this concept of closing cycles, closing loops, and I liked it. And so when I was driving home today, I noticed that I was actually getting the benefit, that kind of well-being, emotional well-being benefit of having just closed one of these cycles. Because when we've got a cycle open, it's quite stressful, isn't it? For the last few days, the idea of taking this to the charity shop, it was like it was taking up rental space in my head. I was thinking of it quite a lot. And it was only when I actually did it and closed that loop, closed that cycle, that I was able to get rid of this task out of my headspace and feel really good and really calm in the moment. And ever since I came across that idea of closing cycles and closing loops, I noticed that a lot, that if I've got these cycles open, these unfinished tasks that I've started and not completed, that I do feel a little bit angsty, a little bit jittery, a little bit on edge. It bothers me, and I think it bothers many of us, doesn't it? If you think of that job that you haven't quite done, that picture that you haven't hung up, or whatever it happens to be, it gets on your nerves, doesn't it? It kind of adds to stress. As I say, it takes up rental space in our minds. And so it felt really good to be driving home and know that I just closed that cycle and could let it go. So what I'd invite you to think about is, what are the cycles that you've left open? What are the things that you've started that you haven't completed yet? And what difference would it make for you, do you think, to actually start closing some of the cycles off? Maybe you can experiment and find out, maybe you could find out which is the easiest of those cycles to close it and just check in with yourself, how that feels. Because normally, it feels lovely. And when I was driving home today, it felt lovely for me as well, just to know that that thing was now done and completed and out of my headspace and gone. And with it came a sense of accomplishment too. So that's what I wanted to share with you today, to see if that could benefit you, to look at the unfinished tasks that are in your life, those unfinished cycles that you've started but not completed, and see what difference it might make for you too, if you're able to start just closing some of those off. So if you like that idea and you like this podcast, then feel free to share it amongst your friends. It's on Apple Podcasts and Stitcher and Google Podcasts and all the various places that you can get your podcasts from. And if you wanted to give it a review, that'd be great as well, because that always helps people to find it. So if you found it beneficial, feel free to share the love. You might even want to work with me directly, and you can do. I'm Alun Parry, and you can find me at liverpoolpsychotherapy.co.uk. And you can work with me in person in my offices on Rodney Street in Liverpool, or if you're not local or find that you're busy or can't get out of the house or whatever, then you can work with me online as well. Just go to liverpoolpsychotherapy.co.uk and you'll find out all about me. So until the next episode tomorrow, thanks for listening and have a good day. Tatty bye.